Right guys, welcome to episode 10 or 11 of Total Carping. I'm not actually quite sure what episode it is, but yeah, the Steamies vlog. Back down here on the Syndicate today in the same swim because we're really enjoying fishing this swim recently. It's been
producing. It's been a bit slow down here of late, but this seems to be the swim to do it. Like I say, the last video you saw me in, 3 fish had come out all day. We popped in here for a few hours and it seemed to click on, so we've jumped in here. There's a few fish showing, so it's looking good, eh?
Yeah. Conditions are, I've had sort of a southwesterly blowing right down to the bottom corner of the lake, but because there's so many fish in here, we're not really too bothered about that. We're fishing to an island that's really productive, especially for us. Josh is probably going to be fishing a snag to his right, and I'll be fishing a snag to my left, which usually produce a bigger fish in here. They like feeding around the edge.
And it's water that's sort of almost different to most, whereas they hold up in the snags during the day. Here the fish are very like active. You see them boshing around a lot, and then they tend to sort of slow down and sit on the features a bit more at night, so it's picking up the odd fish. So like Jack says, we've got an island and a few snags, so they're the places they're going to be holding up, and there's a bit of bait in there for them, so hopefully we'll have a few out. Yeah,
a bit of a tactical change for me. I'm fishing 18mm TNTs with Robin Reds, just to see whether I can pick up a bigger fish really. There are quite a few pasties in here, but then again there are some absolutely lovely, beautiful 20s.
There's been a few 20s coming out as well. Like I say, we did a session the other day, and I was opposite a couple of guys and they had a 20 each, only low 20s, but nice, really nice looking fish. They're not absolutely cracking size wise, and they're up to like, they've probably touched the 30 pound mark, but when you get one they're cracking condition. So not cracking weight, but cracking condition. Every fish you have, like I say, you've had a few mirrors of late, haven't you?
Yeah, decent mirror.
Pristine condition. The commons, you can't fault them, to be honest with you. Look pristine. Males in here are a little bit dubious every now and then,
like
but of late,
nowadays, really,
they're still implement the barbless rule down here, which they sort of look
we don't really agree on, do we?
No. Well, after putting a barb hook in my hand, I can tell you how good they are. I couldn't get it out without use of a pair of pliers and wire cutters, so they do the job anyway.
So yeah, let's hopefully bag one of these 20s tonight. So hopefully we'll see one on the bank. Catch you soon.
In a bit.
Yeah. But I might clip up at night and put a little bit. I've got a bit of pole elastic. Oh, I've got to run. Josh, I'm in, mate. Right hand rod, 2 secs. I've got to wind. Guys, a lovely mid-double scaly mirror. Caught off the island, only been here about 25 minutes, just down here for a quick 24 hours with Josh. So that's pucker, lovely start on the TNT Robin Red, 18mm pucker. Let's get him back. Right guys, I thought I'd just quickly run you through the rig I had that fish on. Lovely fish, probably one of the best looking fish I've had out of here actually. Very strange scale pattern, which is nice to see. What I'm basically doing, same as usual, fishing the helicopter rig. Doing the absolute nuts at the moment. Everybody's just fishing standard leg clips in here, and I think they're putting massive bags on, and I think that it's just dragging everything down into the silt. They're using 2 3-ounce leads. So basically what I'm using is a 1.5 ounce lead. I've got a quick link on there so I can change leads if the situation changes. Helicopter sleeve just slide on top like that, keeps it nice and neat. I've got the bead which sits on top there, just acts as a buffer, even though it's not really needed, but just the way helicopters are fish really. Got a helicopter swivel, don't know whether you can see that very well. And then I've got some quarter end trap, probably 6 inches, 7 inches, a little bit stripped back by the hook. Size 8 wide gate, barbless because it's a barbless rod here. Tiny bit of shrink tube, which obviously shrink down. And I prefer using shrink tube than silicone tubing because I find silicone tubing like splits and twists, so that's a good little tip there. This is very strong and it shrinks down nice into the right place, and obviously you can still move it. And then the old faithful 18mm Steamy. This time I'm using something slightly different, 18mm TNT with a little bit of Robin Red in there because I asked Kristen to do that for me, and it's produced a lovely fish. Obviously the bead's flown up a little bit up there, but I've got a top bead which I'll sort of fish about a foot away from the bottom of the lead, and what happens is When that obviously is casted out, that flies up to the top bead. When it lands in the bottom, it sits nicely away from the lead, which means it won't be buried in the silt. Another little tip is, if you reel in and you've had like a little aborted take or aborted pickup, and your silicone tubing is slid all the way up back to the bottom of the hair, you know you've been done, because obviously the fish has picked it up, it's moved away, and it's caused the silicone tubing, or the shrink tube in my case, to push back up. So that's just a little indication there. Yeah, obviously I'll fish that on the bottom of the shank just to make the point heavy in the eye light, and that's the way I fish it. Nice and simple, no shrink tubing around the eye, don't really think it's needed in here. The fish aren't that ringy, but obviously one rig will outfish another. So yeah, I'm going to whiz that back out there, put a new bait on, just to the island about 40 yards out, and hopefully we'll have another one. Josh will be arriving a little bit later, so pucker, let's get fishing. Okay guys, just a quick update from me. It's now about 9:30, just settling down, cooking some dinner on the old pan. All 4 rods, my rods and obviously Josh's rods, are in nice position, so hopefully we'll have a few tonight, especially the fact that a lot of the bigger fish have been coming out at the moment. Yeah, basically had that lovely fish earlier, lovely scale pattern mirror. Fingers crossed for some more basically. Hopefully I'll have one on that snag on the left hand side, because as I said before in previous episodes, I love fishing under my rod tip. And obviously fishing to the island, which may be a little bit difficult to cast to again. I could have clipped up, but to be honest, I've sort of spread bait just a little bit short of the island and hopefully draw the fish up off the island. It always seems to be the case at night that they drift off anyway. So yeah, there's my update from me. Hopefully we'll see myself with a fish in the hands later on.
A quick update from myself, guys. All 4 rods are out now. Dinner's on the go, which is always nice. A bit of hot food to keep us going. 2 rods on the snag, 1 each, and we've got an island in front of us that usually produces during the day, so we've fitted a couple of nice casts to that. There's plenty of bait out there for them to get their heads down, and hopefully you'll see one of us, hopefully myself, in the night with a fish, or 2 or 3. So we'll catch you soon. Cheers, guys. There we have, a little later than expected. There's been a break in the rain, about 2 o'clock. Beautiful 13-pound common just off the island. Back on the BTCs down there at the pond. They've done the business, as I knew they would. A little bit slower than I expected. I've had the rods out now for probably about 5 hours, and the first take I've had, Jack could get a fish and pulled out of one, which was unfortunate, but it's early. We've got probably 4 or 5 more hours before I've got to shoot off the work, but we'll take that, and hopefully we'll get the rods back out. We'll have a few more whilst this rain stays off for us, but we're hardcore and we'll stay here and do the job as always. See you soon. Boom, there we have it, fish number 2 for myself. An 11-pound common, not a monster but a beautiful fish nonetheless. On the BTCs, one of these was cut down, about 30 bait scattered on top of it. The right hand rod absolutely rattled off. You joined us about an hour later than the last fish. It's about 3 o'clock now, so we'll sit this beauty back. We've got a couple more hours fishing, so we'll try and bank another one for you. See you shortly.
Oh, it's on the left hand rod. Yeah.
What a wake up call, eh? It's about 5 in the morning. This for me is fish number 4. This is the Grey's Mirror, one of the few named fish down here. She comes in anywhere between about 14 and 16 pound at the moment. She's still carrying a little bit of spawn, so she's pushing that 16 pound mark. Like I say, it's my 4th fish of the night. I'll drop one as well, which is a bit annoying. Just going to give us a little display. Obviously, past her war wounds, you might be able to see a couple of beautiful patches of starburst scales. If I get a quick chance, I'll spin around for you. She's got, oh, There you go. One side she's marked up, the other side she's almost leather-like. She's got a couple of beautiful patches of starburst scales down by her tail, and a good line of scales right across the dorsal. Absolutely cracking fish. Like I say, I've had 3 commons up until now, and the other day you might have heard me moan that I'd had too many mirrors, but when they're this beautiful, they don't get much better. Let's get her going. Just like another day. On the tail for a few seconds. Fully recovered. She weren't hanging about long. Let's get it back out there.
Right, hi guys, good morning. It's a lovely, beautiful morning here at the syndicate. It's about 6 o'clock, and Josh had a fish about, what, 45 minutes ago, Josh?
Yeah, just for about 45 minutes, half an hour ago. Beautiful fish, biggest of the night.
Yeah, a known fish actually in here. There's probably 5 or 6 known fish. That one being one of the smaller ones. There's obviously a few more that go up to about £30. That we're after actually. It absolutely hammered it down last night for about an hour, didn't it, Josh?
It was torrential rain.
We were worried because it was actually flooding around the swim, and these swims have been like designed to have good drainage, and they've actually got drainage pots around the edge, so it wasn't really the best.
No. Well, it's got to that point even that as much as we wanted to run, during that time of the night there was no point in going to bed because we had to be up and ready just in case you did get a take, fully clothed, so to speak, and
wasn't really
jacketed up, shoes on, the lot. No, it wasn't too chirpy weather, so to speak.
Better fish or not?
Not bad, boy.
Double look. One for me and one for Josh, so this is a first, I think. Let me just reel in a little bit, put the camera up. So. But this feels like an alright fish actually. See, this would be perfect in a match scenario, which we've got coming up in a couple of months' time.
Beautiful low common, aren't they? Looks like a lower double. But
I'm just going to concentrate on getting this fishing because I lost a few last night. Yeah, there must have been a shoulder fish on that island. 2 of them are taking our bait. 18mm TNT, Robin Red, excuse me, just had breakfast. Josh is on a 16mm BTC, so it shows that the whole range works.
Yeah, she's a front peck. Size of that.
Massive.
There you go, guys. Number 5 of the session for myself. You might be thinking we've only seen 4 fish, but I had a fish very similar to this in the night when it was pouring down with rain. So we took the hook out and stepped it back pretty hastily. We didn't want to get the cameras on ourselves absolutely soaking wet. We didn't want to be cold and miserable. So yeah, it's probably pushing 8 or 9 pounds. The other fish is probably maybe pushing double figures, but we thought we'd try and show you some of the bigger fish in the session. But why not when it's dry? Beautiful morning. Show you all the fish that we are capable of catching for you. Again, of the BTCs, one of us just another pickup, so we'll slip her back and hopefully have another run. I've got to go to work in about half an hour, so yeah, been good fishing though.
Right guys, it's turning out to be a bit of a nightmare session for me. I don't know if you just saw, but I lost the fish of that double hookup, which is unfortunate, and I lost 2 others during the course of the session. All on the same rod, and I've been a bit lazy to be honest. I hadn't changed the rig, but me and Joshua talked about it. It looks fine, the rig. I've checked the hook point, it's sharp. The only thing I can think of is the the mouths of the fish in here aren't the best, so that I've just been unfortunate to hook ones that haven't got really quite bony mouths, and the hook hasn't been able to drive in very well. So yeah, I've got the rod back out on the same spot. Bit hairy for the last 20 minutes, but hopefully I'll be able to have another one before I go. I can stay a little bit longer than Josh, because Josh has got a bit of a journey to his work. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get one. I got one to the post instead of the snag now, because that's been very, very, very quiet. So yeah, fingers crossed I'll be able to get another one before I go. So.